Hello and welcome, friends, to another draft here on Magic Arena. My name is Matthew, and we're going to have a good time drafting. We are a spitting distance to Mythic, and this draft could put us over the edge if we end up doing well enough in it. Anyways, let's just have fun with it and take that pressure off. It would be nice if we get there, but by no means is that the only ever goal we ever have. Okay, interesting. So pack one, pick one. We've got none of the commons really jump out. I suppose I do like the trap a decent amount. Herbalist, I think, is the best uncommon. I've not seen this guy be super good. There's just a lot of really good removal, and this guy is a little vulnerable to it. But what else do we got? Zhong Zhong, I like that guy a lot. Um, I mean, it's two. You're asking that you're playing allies out of the gate, and you are two colors, so it is asking probably the most. Then Ty Lee is 3 mana flash. It can kind of ambush a creature. So the two cards I think that are at the top of my list are the Herbalist as well as Ty Lee. I think just getting to cast all of the broken cards that you end up getting is really strong. Let's think about this. So Ty Lee would be good in like a blue-red kind of spells list, but I don't think by it's by so much. Oh, I almost did not pick a card in time. The Wall of Bossing Say Walls. 8 mana, 0/30. Other permanents have an indestructible. Obviously, it's not a playable card here, but it is hilarious. Commons, I do like the Deadly Precision in the right deck. Uh, Land, of course, Metal Bending, decent enough. Kyoshi Warriors, it keeps going up in my list. It's just very good. That leaves us with Lowly, Accumulate Wisdom, and Master Piandao. I think a fairly obvious pick is here. The only reason I would take something else is if I thought either of these were better, and honestly, I don't think that is true. You're not in a rush to take 5 mana spells unless they're very good, and that one is only just okay. All right, this pack has at the common level, I mean, blue-green dual. Badger Mole, I think it's all right. I do like the Archer. Leaves from the Vine, I don't see it. I just don't see it. Earth Rumble loses a decent bit because it is not a lesson rather. You know, this might be the deck. I've been looking for a reason to take Paku, but have not found a great reason to do so. This seems like the deck to do it. All right, what is this? You know what? It is a lesson. Okay, if I was gonna be like day one or day two at like a Grand Prix or like a Magic Con or whatever they're calling it these days, I might take the Boulder. But this card seems sweet, and I'm definitely gonna take it. All right. So what does that leave us with? Well, we've got a Crescent Temple, a Sold Out, a Moose Line, and a Platypus Bear. I think I'm gonna take the bear. Yeah, I think this card actually is just pretty good. All of that said, there is a Cruel Administrator, and let's think about this kind of objectively. That's sixth pick, black red, like premium card. And I would be picking a Metal Bending or a Blue Red Duel. I don't think either of those is correct. So we'll take this. Might not play it. Seems like the right pick, though. That said, if I take this, I might not be playing Mono Blue or the Blood Bending, but we'll see. We'll see. Aang's Journey, the Audience, the Flyer, and actually the Revelation is a pretty good card, too. You know, I do like the casual water bending to do stuff with, but I think this card is really good. Huh. Temples are going by, which is fine. I'm okay with letting those go by. We have a Foggy Swamp Vinebender or a Cunning Maneuver. I think we'll just take the Snowballers. This card probably is okay. I've played it a couple times. It's not been astounding, but I don't think it's bad. Um, in a deck with waterbending, the battle fan I think goes up in value. Don't necessarily need to be playing the green stuff, but we'll see. Blue black for the administrator versus Low and Lee. Yeah. I'm into it. Um, we're taking either the Swamp Bender, no, Metal Bender, Metal Bending, or Cat Owl, or the Waterbender. This might be a moment for Waterbender. We'll see. Probably not, but you know, we'll take the water skin. Then a temple? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Alright, destroy all creatures. That's pretty good. Choose a card name and then exile it. That's not so good. And then it becomes a 5/5 menace with firebending 3 when it deals damage from a player's graveyard. Oh, well, that seems really good. Be hard pressed not to take it. That said, it is competing with a Mechanist. Well, I mean, the rise of Sozin is uh, is very tempting. Won't lie. I'm gonna take it. All right. What do we have here? Iroh's Demonstration. Very good card. And that's competing with, I guess, a Fortune Teller, a Firebending. And this is instant speed, but this has a lot more potential to stop like some ally aggro nonsense. I still have not seen anyone cast this against me, and maybe when they do, I'll make a change. But for now, it's like I maybe would play it just to find out, but it's not going to be above these two cards. Okay, well, we got some spice brewing. I like the Fire Nation Engineer and Guru Pathik. At the moment, we have what? Two lessons, two sorceries. This guy also gets shrines, I believe, or a saga. So he does get the Rise of Sozin, which is kind of interesting. Um, I do think this card is just kind of nuts, though. Like 3 mana, 2/4 lifelink is just a brick wall against aggro. And it kind of looks like that's what we're looking for here. This is exile creatures from a graveyard, create a copy, and then exile it. You don't even haste with it though. That's the crazy thing. Yeah, we'll take the Ember Island production. So we're settling into like a blue-black list, maybe splashing. Well, Tea Master is really good. What else are we gonna take? Grand, also very good, and Bitterwork, solid. Uh, Precision and Blasting Jelly, also notable role players. Potential. So Iroh does. Okay, so if I play this guy, give them the food, I get a 1/1, right? 2/2. Man, that's. My greed is high. I think we just take Grand. It's a very good card, Iroh. But given that that is the first white card we'd pick up and our fixing right now is just 2 cards, maybe we don't do that. Maybe we don't. This pack, I think I'm good to take the Flyer. The Blasting Jelly, I think I do want one of, but I think I want the Flyer maybe a little bit more. Taking a second Administrator versus a Shared Roots. At the moment, green is like a splash, and I haven't seen a great reason to play it, so maybe we're just Grixis. And on that note, I think we'll take the black-red lands. Low and Lee. We have 0 nobles, and we have some lessons, so that is okay, but think we want the swarm. A lesson or a shrine? No, we'll take the redirects. Maybe I would play it. We'll see what the interaction looks like at the end of it. A Fire Nation engineer, pick 11. That's crazy. Maybe not bloodbending. We'll see. Actually, why am I blue? Accumulate wisdom. Foggy Swamp Keeper. It had counters, put its counters on this thing, and I probably don't have very many. All right. Well, we're doing something. We are doing something. We have a Zuko. We have a demonstration. Lost Days, a knowledge seeker. Okay. How? Clearly, that's just not feasible at this stage in the game. So we're doing 3 colors, whether we want to or not. The question is, do I take a knowledge seeker or a Zuko? I mean, we have cruel administrators and whatnot. That's close. I don't know. I do kind of prioritize cheaper things when in doubt, you know? Well, not taking an Avatar's Wrath, and in lieu of like a really good spell, I'm happy to just take another Grixis land. Get lots of clues versus another 2/3 flyer versus a Warden. This card is good. I do like a Trebuchet. I really do like a Trebuchet, but this doesn't feel like a deck that takes advantage of it. And I think I'm gonna just take the land. I think we just really want to make sure our fixing is on point. And to that end, we get to take a removal spell. And then I guess maybe we would play the villagers or a Shu. This is weirdly a deck I feel like we might be playing something like this, but I guess we already have the obsessive pursuit, and maybe we just want something else. We'll take this. I don't know. We'll see. Honest work. Sure. Yeah, I think it's fine. The removal, maybe not what I thought it was going to end up being, but I mean, it's just silly enough to work. Um, I think I like the revelation quite a bit. But let's think about this a little bit more. I do like demonstration. The swarm probably just barely makes the cut. And then double cruel administrator. That's kind of what the deck's got going for it. Make a copy of my administrator, a copy of something they have going on. This is 17 lands. We need something else. I do like the water skin. Questionable. Questionable. In the end, we went with very, very few lessons. So unfortunately, the wisdom is not very good, but it's still good enough. We have enough non-creatures that the other bits are fine. We're not going to be playing very many mountains. That's a certainty. Which means the revelation gets a lot worse, so maybe we don't play that. We just play like the scroll over it. We go like one. We probably want a fifth source, is my guess. And then like it's fine. We're playing maybe a little bit more than we would like, but we have the accumulated knowledge. We have the Grand and whatnot, so maybe that works. And probably don't play Bloodblending because it's kind of a ridiculous thing. We need 2 more lands. We probably just go like 1 and 1. 7, 8, 9, and then 6, 8, 9, 10. That seems good, so we need to fill it out with a couple cards, huh? Yeah, I definitely assume my fixing was going to be a lot better. But here we are. I guess we can take the Koi and the Leaper, rather. Alright, well, this is not what I expected the things to turn into, but yeah, such is life. The question now is, do I even play the Battle Fan? We don't really have that much bending. But like, what are we playing in its place? I guess I'd rather the Platypus Bear, I think. Not by a ton, but I think by enough. Anyways, this is definitely a pile, and I definitely won't lie. I keep getting baited by this card. It's very good, but is it worth everything I did to get it to be playable? I don't know. Hopefully it works out. Alright. We have found an opponent. You have good mana, an Iroh's Devastation, a Platypus Bear, a Paku. It's questionable what who I'm supposed to be milling, but I guess on face value this is actually a card. So it looks like they'll have Quench. Maybe they don't care about that. Or it's a Cycler? No. Well, it could still be a Cycler, but their hand is like they want to keep it. So good news, we get a free attack. You know, oh, well. I was kind of thinking I could tap or cast this on one of my creatures. But, we'll take it. Well, I feel like Honest Work is such a clean answer to the boulder, but so is the demonstration, so 4 damage to the boulder. I guess we'll do this. Obsessive Pursuits, well... I think in general with these sorts of cards, in a format that cares about cards in your graveyard, you should not mill them, unless that's your whole game plan. Okay, so it was a land cycler, and they've decided that they need to do it, which I think is fair, and it makes a lot of sense. Alright, we can go land. Milling ourselves. Cards we would have liked to have, but that's life. Get up to 3 down to 12. We're at 19. We get to make an administrator at 6-5. Seems pretty good. Kind of hope they just play a dork. Bracken and Clue. Now they're deciding maybe they want to kill my dude. I mean, at the moment they can't double block. What pump spells are there in green? There's a lot of white pump spells and a lot of red pump spells. A black combat trick. I don't really recall there being any like instant speed green tricks though, so that's actually kind of interesting. That said, I'm still gonna attack, make my 2/2, and be content with whatever trade they make. If they do, boomerang, eh? Yeah, well maybe they go counterspell my dude now. Not really sure. I guess they were considering should they bounce the forecaster, which I think that's a fair thought. It's funny, I could honest work this and kill it because it would have the damage marked on it already. Alright, so they had this as a play, but they did not have a way to counter it. Which I guess makes sense. It would kind of been a slam dunk otherwise. Lost stays. Pretty good. It's funny, I actually do think that I don't mill myself with Paku this time. Oh, savage. Play the second Cruel Administrator, maybe that prompts a concession. Doesn't seem to be the case. 4 green mana for a Guru Pathic. Alright, that's a pretty good card. They did not find. Alright, well, 2/4 is a very respectable blocker here. 2, 3, 4 power. So they cannot kill the Administrator if it attacks. I mean, on board. Clearly that could change. Would I do anything else? Okay, crashing wave, you say, huh? Interesting. I don't know if I agree with that. Seems like fairly weak, I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm good with that, because that lets me attack. Yeah. And now they're in a position where they need to do a lot. Their humble merchant no longer triggers. We have 2 lethal attackers for 3 blockers, and a couple that are pretty good. Yeah. Again, this could go wrong, but I did like being able to play a land. Okay, so how does this work if I attack? And do I have any tricks that I want to draw? I think we keep blue-black open. Start off with this. If 5, how would I line this up? I mean, you have to probably like chump, eat, something like that, or they go what? Double block? Or some like one of this and one of these guys is a double block and a chump. I actually just think I'm unconcerned. Target myself. Firebending 1. Oh, well, you know what? That's pretty good. Are they going to eat a creature? No, they trade with an administrator. And they trade with an administrator. And then they're in a position where they take like 1 or 2. They're kind of down to not much. And they bounce off the Paku. Or the, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm still in a position where I have a 2/2. They take 2. We do 6 to their creatures. And then we get to just play a 2/3 flyer. Seems pretty good. That is what I got. I got a lot of blockers and attackers. Show me what you got. I mean, bloodbending? That's not going to do it. Land, make another creature? That's almost enough, but the land is tapped and we're like one creature over par. So, got game 1. I'll see y'all back for the next. Alright. Webcam off. So that means I owe you a story time. Well, growing up, I was Boy Scout, and one thing that we often did in the Scouts was go camping, of course. And one fond memory that I had was we would go to this pioneer village that was near my hometown, just far northern Minnesota. Lovely place, and it had a whole slew of different activities you could do. One thing that I did as a kid that I did a little bit as an early adult was blacksmithing, and well, that was a ton of fun. I never got too deep and like did too many crazy things, but I definitely knew my way around a forge, getting the charcoal, doing some kind of minor repairs in the shop and whatnots. I never went through like a formal apprenticeship thing, but I always thought that was a ton of fun. Um, and I consider it like maybe, but I rent now in the city that I live, and it's just okay. Be a little hard to do that in where I'm at. Looking at this hand, we have a removal spell, snowballers, and a production. I think that's good enough, but I think it is a little weak. I'm going to keep this and hope that the island production is good enough. Now, funny enough, I could do it on this guy, and that would be pretty funny. If they miss a land drop in Turtle Duck, I'm definitely going to bounce or tap this guy down. If they don't, okay, well, they're going to get a land drop and hit me for 2. I think that's acceptable. Okay, well, given the news, we're going to snowballer, tap their dude. And if I take 4, I take 4. Sparring dummy. Well, that changes how the rest of this game is going to go. Destroy all creatures, you say, huh? Well, there's currently no point in attacking, so we just pass. I kind of hope that they just attack. Actually, no. Scratch that. I hope they just keep casting spells, so... It'll work. Well... this actually doesn't do anything by itself. Interesting. I think I do this just to bait out them doing something. 1 green mana. What? Oh, they have the sparring dummy. That is why they have priority. Milled another cycler. Well, any deck that's playing multiple cyclers, I feel okay about, but... Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what they end up doing. They have a couple pretty decent options. They're looking for the land. They do hit the land, so that is lucky for them. Now they have the ability to bitter work and make a creature. They went with the Rumble Wrestlers. I don't know if that was the right... Well, actually, I feel totally fine about this now. I mean, I do need to hit a land. I do think it's very likely, however, that they just... Well, I could Ember Island production this thing. And I can only enchant an opponent's creature, so that's a little tough. Well, we are looking for a land. I could take 8 next turn. They play a land, it could be what, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I don't think they can. That 3 to 4 this thing, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So they could attack me for 8, and then make a 4/4. That's pretty good. So this one's going to be a bit of a thonker. Missing a land drop. I have a few lands that are tapped lands, so that does change the equation just a little bit. Yeah, I think we do this. I think we make a copy of my dude. I don't know. I think we're kind of in an odd position that I just want to stall as long as I can. And if I can resolve Sozin, I think we're winning. And this is just putting as many roadblocks in front of them as possible. Okay, they got the land, so maybe now that they go land. I guess. Well, now we're pretty content to just chill. I mean, it's crazy. I still think they should have attacked and traded, but maybe that's incorrect. Well, we're missing a land for our Sozin. Officially a Sozin waiting room with Baku. I think that gives me a couple options to double block the Zuko and block like that, so I don't know. Can't say I'm in love. Looks like they might have a fight spell, which would be good. Okay, Boulder Bash, it's about the same. It could be, I mean, realistically, any land. We'll see if they use a trick. It would be great if they did. This seems pretty legit. I mean, they can post combat. Which is probably worth doing. Okay, well, that's not good. We are in a lot of trouble. Remove all counters, make it a 1/1 dude. And then we have no lessons at the moment, but I guess, I mean, at this point, I don't really have a choice. Love that. Me. Oh well. No real point in attacking. They mill a war balloon. We have a 4 power to block the wrestlers. They can bitter work. It's funny that Earthbend does not get removed. I think that's like a great choice. Like, so your lands don't get destroyed, but it is a thing. Earthbend 2, kill my platypus bear. Is this not a... Wait, why is that not a 3/3? That actually doesn't really make a lot of sense. I think that's a bug, but I could be wrong. We are holding on for dear life here. They're getting a lot of value to this sparring dummy. You know, I kind of went into this thinking that this was my game plan. And, well, boy, oh boy, has that not worked out spectacularly so. Oh, they saw through my master plan. Alright. They just exhausted. We hit our 6th land. Sozin's coming soon enough. What do we even name? Lightning Strike, I guess? Choose a card name. Rumble, Kyoshi, and Allies. That's a good set of cards. I kind of need to hit a land here. Well, that's unfortunate. We get a 5/5? What is this, a 5/7? That's not even good enough. Yeah, we're just super dead here. I mean, maybe there's something, but I can't. I don't see it. They got me. Dang. Well, we just kind of stumbled on our mana. I think we're playing 17 lands. I mean, it's probably worth double checking, but sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. I feel like no matter when I cast that Platypus Bear, though, I was likely due to Millets. So we are running 17 lands. We're running two Administrators, which I think are just a really powerful card. Maybe we don't play the Dragonfly. We would not play the Dragonfly because we're playing enough non-creatures, so I think that's a change we're going to make. And in its place, I mean, I did feel like we had enough. No, did I have enough? Waterbending stuff? Not really. That said, this thing probably doesn't do a ton, and we might just benefit from a 4 vigilant thing, and that can help tap Grand and stuff like that. So maybe that card will work out. Make a slight adjustment, but I think we're overall most of the way in there. Hopefully we can maybe do a little bit better. Maybe we can talk a little bit more story time about the blacksmithing that I used to do. It was a lot of fun. I think I started it when I was like between 10 and 13. I don't remember exactly when, but there was a person who taught my oldest brother how to do it. And through that, I feel like that's how I learned. Because he taught me a little bit, and then I just was like, I had the audacity to keep trying. And that was really good. That was really fun. Made like, nothing too crazy, but certainly enough that it's, well, if I mill, okay, one sec here. If I mill a dude, it's really good, but if I don't, it's also fine. Goodbye, Paku. It's reasonably awkward, but that's life. Well, firelord or Sozin, it's kind of a nice one. I think I sandbag this, to be honest. I don't really see a good reason to do anything else. I have a good 2/3 blocker. That might take 2 in the air for a little bit, but I don't think I'm too concerned about that at the moment. Oh, also, if they're missing lands, that's great. So this costs, what, 5 mana right now? I guess I'm kind of in the market to hit an island. Sure, if I'm not going to hit an island, I guess I'll hit a dual land. And certainly not going to attack. Okay. They are missing the 3rd land. They have seen the writing on the scroll, as it were. And, well, we had a good game plan. Had a good out for this, but that was fun. Oh man, I did a lot of knife smithing. I didn't really make as many handles as I would have liked, but I would turn a lot of like drill bits and railroad spikes into land or into little knives. And that was fun. Slash like other little small things like repairing tongs or other tools in the shop. It was fun. It's like a really old school forge. Um, yeah. Curious if anyone has ever tried that or looked at any of that kind of stuff. You know, on the plate, Gran, huh? What's it like? Um, I think we clearly start like this, and then actually, weirdly enough, I think I discard the Serpent's Pass. We have the Black Source, yeah. Nice, that's actually a ridiculously good curve. If they don't do anything this turn, they're kind of not doing so hot. Well, unfortunately, they did end up drawing the Battle Fan. Not much I can do about that, but what I can do is I can attack. And then I'm happy discarding the Platypus Bear, I guess. My guess is this is the block. Fair enough. Fair enough. Man, opponent's getting screwed 2 games in a row. That's a little unfortunate. That said, we still had a pretty good game plan. We were just attacking. You know, I don't disagree with them. I think Gran was the larger threat at the moment. But yeah, interesting. Man, what else about blacksmithing did I do? You know, I helped teach a few people basically how to start a fire, get the coals, charcoal, that kind of stuff up to temperature, getting kind of into a rhythm with hitting it. That was a lot of fun, you know. These days I do a lot of music and I do some game development, and I kind of just have some fun, and I don't take things too seriously. This hand looked good because I had the Rise of Sozin. That's about all I can say about it. Hopefully we get to cast it, but at the moment it looks like we're going to be okay. A 1-drop would have been devastating. Well, I think Gran is okay to cast. Maybe they use a removal spell on her. Joke's on them. Block here. We just chill. Take 4. That's okay. Okay. That's good enough. Get my 1, 2... 2-ish for 1. Maybe 3 for 1. Alright, let's go with good old reliable. Or, lightning strike, sorry. That would have been disastrous. And search. That's alright. So I have 2 red mana. I'm not super worried about any of these cards, and even what I've found out, I'm like just fine playing this guy. I guess I probably could have looked at their deck a little bit more. I just didn't feel like that was a net positive for my time, but it probably would have been. So we have no idea what's in their hand. We have 3 islands for the waterbending scroll, and we have an Iroh's demonstration. If I attack, I make it 2/2, or maybe they just block. Which they probably would trade the treetop fighter and a 2/2 for the cruel administrator, maybe leave the vehicle back. I guess alternatively, what I could do is I could do this. This is going to cost 3, so I guess I get to see a card before I make that decision. So I have 3 mana left over. What am I even hoping to hit here? I guess I don't really know. You know, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, I think we just get our 2 damage on each creature. Or 1 damage on each creature, rather. This will force them to do this. And trade. And at this point, I don't care. I have a second administrator that I'm quite content. Yeah, firelord Sozin looks sick. Oh my gosh. Total mana X or less from that player's graveyard. Like, that's, guys, I'm gonna get to play, like, a lot of their stuff. We're gonna chill. I think the only way I lose is if they do something crazy. That's like sack a creature. I don't think that exists in black-red. I know there's like the Azula that makes you exile a thing, but... yeah. I could just get... so this is... creature cards with mana X or less. That's pretty nutty. I could pay 4 and get 4 creatures. And then I still get to do a lot of my stuff. That's pretty nutty. They have to double block, or their board gets decimated in comparison. There you go. Well, that's fine. I guess I can do that with just this, can't I? Oh, that's really good. I should have done that before. Nice. We are sitting pretty. I mean, they have a 2/2, but the Sozin just ate almost every single one of their creatures. Sacrifice, kill the administrator. But my things are fairly spread out, so I'm not super worried about that. This scroll is looking mighty fine, even at 3 mana. Just in a deck that's got a lot of like 1-for-1 stuff, some threats that need to be answered, or they kind of lose. Like, just drawing more cards feels like it's been pretty good. This match specifically, though. Okay, they had it, and they just decided to pay for it. I guess I can't say that that's a bad idea. There's really not anything here that I think changes my situation, so I might as well use the mana. Okay. I do like a Swamp Spirit Keeper. And now I get to make a 3/5 Defender. Or not Defender, but Lifelinker, rather. It's crazy. This is weird that it untaps. It's kind of unique. It's a little good, got its issues. And the Deadly Precision, my guy. Sure. She'll draw a card. You don't draw the second card, but you know what? That's fine. Messenger Hawk. Fair enough. What does this do? copy the ability. Well, that doesn't seem ridiculously good. I'm going to play the blue land. Make this a little cheaper. Okay. This is 5. You know, maybe I'm a little worried about losing on the backswing. Maybe I should have. I don't know. I guess if they do double strike, that would actually do the trick, huh? Deadly precision, kill my thing, kill my thing, kill my thing. That's crazy. Triple kill spell in a row is pretty spicy. I think I kind of gotta do that. Deal with the flyer, play that, play that. That's irrelevant, but yeah. You know what? I didn't even see that as being a thing, but they were doing good. Yeah. Okay, 1 mana, draw a card. Pretty good. Draw our second card. It's a must block on this guy. Yeah. Nice. Wow, that was really crazy. That was very close. I was very patient with my honest work. I didn't need to be, but if there ever was a way to get back in this, it was kill, 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 draw card, something like that. And they kind of had it. Sozin, what did Sozin do? Did a lot. He killed the remaining token on this, which is not the biggest deal. A fighter, its token, and then also a raider, I think. So it was pretty good. And then on the flip side, he also killed a Yu Yan archer, and it was something else. I forget exactly what it was. It was probably these two. So it did a lot of work. And we knew that they had no lightning strikes either, so that was a little safer to go down to 3. Though admittedly, I should have paid more attention to what was in their deck. Nice. That is 4 wins. That is a successful draft in my books. So everything from here on out is pure gravy. I will say though, on the topic of blacksmithing, which we were talking about last match, it's something that I kind of want to get back into at some point. Maybe I just need to scratch the itch and kind of get a get my feet wet again. It's been a good couple years at least. Maybe it was like 2018 or 19 is when I last uh, versed myself with it. And truthfully, it's a lot of fun. It requires dedication, some strict you have to really pay attention to what's under your feet, kind of a thing. I just liked it a lot. That's all. I'll stop talking about it, but if you have any interest in that, comment about it. Be happy to chat about it there. Or maybe in future videos. Who knows? As of now, we're doing a video trying to get them released every day, and I'll have a couple in batch so we can kind of keep that up. But looking at this game specifically, we got an island versus a Rumble Arena. They scry to the bottom, and we get to Knowledge Seeker. If they have a creature, we get to... Well... Turns out we would have been better off, but... And a 1/1 does throw a wrench in this. I think I just play the engineer and just pass. No, I think we just Grand. There was a world in which I do something different, but this is just a lot better. Alright, whenever an ally enters Earthbend 1. Yeah, very unlikely that they were going to have something. So here they can double block, and I think if they double block the Knowledge Seeker or Grand, I at least am okay with the outcome. So let's do this. So let's attack with both Grand loots. We've been... I guess the Leaper's kind of the weakest. Maybe it's the island production. It's one of these 5-mana spells, I'm quite confident. My guess is they're going to respect the Grand enough to kill it, but the last opponent did not see it that way. And who knows, maybe they're just accepting of... We have a 4/3, which I think is pretty good. We can possibly play a flyer next turn as well. Let's see what they got. Ooh, what is this? Beifong Bounty Hunters. Whenever a non-land creature you control dies, Earthbend X, where X is that creature's power. Well, that is quite good. I think we start off with Accumulated. Well, I think I take the Demonstration. And I'm okay to attack. I could still trade the Grand for a card and a counter. They did that, if they did something like this. I think either case, I'm happy to trade. Koi probably isn't super relevant here. That's probably not true. My guess is they just eat the Grand. I'm a little surprised they're not blocking the Grand, but I guess I'm not really doing too much with it, so. I missed a land drop, so now it's the question of should I cycle the Koi? I think the answer is yes. And we just keep loading this guy up. I mean, maybe it's a mistake, but Black-green does have a few decent removal spells. One's like -5, -3. One's XL thing with 3 or greater CMC, which misses on the Knowledge Seeker. What else we got? Exile a thing for 4 mana. We've got +1/+1 counter, -1/-1. We've got what else do we got? They got some cards. I'm also a little surprised they did not do it on the Rumble Arena, but yeah, I guess we'll see. There's also remove 3 counters, which would make my guy 3/2, which is a little tough, but it's life. Die Elite Agents, and a Secret Tunnel. Crazy. What would I kill here? I mean, the Agents is good. The Beifong's Bounty Hunters is really nutty, though. You know, if I attack and I hit a mountain, and they double block with Dai Li and Beifong, then the Knowledge Seeker becomes a 7 power creature. And if I hit the mountain, I get to minus or deal 1 damage to everything, which is a lot of things. Otherwise, they might just chump with the Haru, because that would be pretty good too. Man, that's a tough one. So I have 3, so this is 3 mana to activate. So I guess I can discard this, because this is 3, and we have... Okay. It's kind of close. We have some board wipes as well, so... I mean, this is 8 damage. They cannot take this forever. They seem to disagree, so we will see what that ends up being. Missing a land again, huh? You know, at this point, we might as well just keep going. My guess is they do have a removal spell or something, but why not, you know? It's not like Grand being a 2/3 is relevant on this board. Alright, what do we got here? We've got... I remember this being a black-red and a red, so that's 2 of my 5 sources on the bottom. Well, I think there's another basic, and I think there's another dual land, and then it's also the waterbending lesson. Okay, Tundra Chank on the Daily Agent. Drain me for 3? That's good, but that's not, like, nutty. I don't know. What do we got? This is get a clue token, and then put counters on an attacking creature. We just start off by drawing a card here, honestly. I mean, this is now a lethal attack. They actually do have to block it. They can block Grand. They've literally Grand has been living on borrowed time for a long time. Is this only crew 1? It's kind of crazy. I don't think this is going to do much for me. Fair enough. They get their earthbending. So the nice thing now is we get to cast this guy and a tapped land. Not the one I wanted, but I do know that that is on the bottom. We have a decently healthy life total, so not sure I'm super concerned. They can do something crazy like Secret Tunnel the Daily plus something else, and that's good, but like, I mean, this Knowledge Seeker has just been allowed to run wild. I have to assume they have a removal spell, but like, if they don't, that actually just kind of will get them eventually. Like they're gonna decide. Okay, they finally made the Secret Land a tunnel. Or Secret Tunnel a creature. Now the 2/3 flyer should be pretty relevant. So the annoying thing about Sozin at this moment is that it would get a 4/4, a 1/1, and a 3/4, and then probably a 4/4 as well, depending on how they wanted to rock it. They would have to put it on one of these 2 lands, but it's not a bad choice, you know. They're really going crazy on these. They have literally, that's honestly mission or achievement unlocked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I would double block. Or maybe, drain me for 6, I guess. Yeah, fair enough. think it's worth it to do this. We'll see. We're getting all of our tap lands here, that's for sure. I don't even know if I can play the, Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Well, I guess all of that said, can I... I think if I play this, I probably lose. Yeah, that's pretty good. I guess maybe I shouldn't do even attacks. B for 8. Yeah, I guess I'm just super dead here, huh? Crazy. What a silly board state. Honestly, kudos to them. Wow, they did not try to go for lethal. They had lethal. Well, now we have an out of Sozin. We did not see it earlier. We have, I guess, realistically only one opportunity to draw it, so... That was not it. Let's just see if we end up drawing it. Damn. I wish you could show your opponent a hand, because we kill this. I guess it's still pretty rough for us. Actually, no. I wonder how that layers and stuff. They would all get exiled, and this would go on the stack, and they have nothing to target. Crazy. We were one card from glory. He's still a Grand. Dang. Yeah, wow. Silliness. Alright, this hand, seems alright. It's like a hand that you can cast your spells, but are they good? I like the Knowledge Seeker, but past that, like, what does Poker do for me? What does Waterbender do for me? This is good, obviously, but yeah. That's how I feel. I think I'd rather get this online than start getting clue tokens. That's kind of close, though. Red, whites, what do we got? A 2-1 Monkey. I could just kill it. Honestly, this is a rare. I probably should have just respect the card. I probably will end up regretting that, but yeah. Next turn, we're probably going to Koi for the Pursuits. If I draw a land naturally, we'll just Pursuit into drawing a card, and then we get to put a bunch of counters on the Knowledge Seeker. The Warden is a good card. So a little awkward to have to do this, but I think this is how we want to rock it. This ends up being a 4-3 on attack, this thing. A second Warden, you say. Well, if they attack, they can't really block. Well, they might just have it as Lightning Strike, yeah. Alright, well, that's pretty good. So I make a clue, and then I get to do what? I mean, those two things will clock me pretty quickly. And I don't think Waterbender really is the answer here either. That said, I probably still am supposed to do it, but it's very begrudging, so... Airbend my... Alright, well that's annoyingly good. I won't lie. I guess we're gonna island production this Aang here. We're gonna try to stay alive or something. No, I think we still do this. And at this point, we're trying to just stay alive here. Yeah, the Waterbender plus Paku does block, so taking 5, and then we go to 6 damage. We're down to 5. They maybe ping me for 2 more. We are not sitting pretty, that's for dang sure. Them being able to answer my 2-1 was very good. I don't think I do not regret. Okay. Dang. That looks like it's going to be it for me then, huh? I guess board wipe gives me a chance, but lightning strike the Paku, that's kind of crazy. I don't agree with that at all. Well, so we can't draw it anymore, but might as well see if we were to get it, so. Yeah, unfortunately, not quite enough. Dang. Well, this was a fun draft. We did all rights, and they had a pretty mediocre draw, in my opinion. Like, it was fine. Lightning Strike, Lightning Strike, Firebending is fine, but the Double Warden is just okay. And our deck couldn't handle that, and that is reflective upon the deck that I built. I wanted to make this work. In the end, we weren't even close to making it work. I really like this card, and I'm sad that it wasn't my main part of the deck, but green got cut off. What else? Yeah, I don't know. Black just was like super open. We got these administrators really early. We opened to Sozin, I think. We got past. I think this is the. Well, this was the signal that told me we were supposed to be in blue black, or at least that kind of a thing. Yeah, I mean, it goes that way sometimes. I hope you had fun with it. Hopefully, my wins and my losses showcase that this format is about perseverance, sticking through drafts that don't feel great, or they feel great and they don't play great, and just making it to the other side, you know? Regardless, I hope you take care, do something nice for yourself today. Yeah, that's it. I'll catch you next time. All right, goodbye.